Let's go to St. Paul, chapter 7 in 1 Corinthians. Okay.
It's a Pauline privilege, isn't it?
There is a Pauline privilege. I'm looking for the one that I'm trying to find.
I also wanted to ask a question on something you said earlier, but after you...
Yeah, I'll just get that. Right, okay, then let's see. Okay, so I'll just read from verse 8. To the unmarried and the widows I say that it is well for them to remain single as I do. So best if we can stay single, right? If possible. But it's not for everyone, obviously. And he says, but if they cannot exercise self-control, they should marry. For it's better to marry than to be aflame with passion. To the married I give charge, not I, but the Lord, that the wife should not separate from her husband. But if she does, let her remain single, or else be reconciled to her husband. And that the husband should not divorce his wife. So the first thing is the general rule, no divorce, for men or for women. Then he goes on, verse 12 of chapter 7. To the rest I say, not the Lord. So it is Paul saying, but he doesn't necessarily know at the time it's the Holy Spirit that's inspiring him. So it's effectively from the Lord as well. But anyway, to the rest I say, not the Lord, that if any brother has a wife who's an unbeliever and she consents to live with him, he should not divorce her. If any woman has a husband who's an unbeliever and he consents to live with her, she should not divorce him. So there, even if you're a Catholic and you're married to a Hindu and they're willing not to divorce, say you converted from Hinduism and you were both Hindus when you're married, but now you're a Catholic and she's still a Hindu and she's not going to change. But if she's not wanting to break up, no divorce. So that's pretty tough actually. She might have her little pagan gods in her room while you're worshipping the true God. But St. Paul says, if she's not saying I want a divorce, you stay together. That's how serious marriage is. And I think we forget that, we gloss over that when we're reading this. He says anyway, for the unbelieving husband is consecrated through his wife, and the unbelieving wife is consecrated through her husband. Otherwise your children would be unclean. But as it is, they are holy. So the children of a mixed marriage, say Catholic and pagan, those children are holy, just as any other children born of a marriage between two Catholics are holy. But if the unbelieving partner desires to be separated, let it be so. In such case, the brother or sister is not bound, for God has called us to peace. And thus we have a really clear affirmation in those verses that marriage is a bond that is not to be broken, except in that privileged case where, the wife will not put up with this new Christian in her life as a husband, or the husband won't put up with this new Christian in his life as a wife. But otherwise, marriage is indissoluble. And the Catholic Church teaches, but where there's marriage between two baptized people, it is indissoluble, completely indissoluble.